If I can get this big ass chat thing off of my screen, that would be sweet. Okay, we're live on Twitch, we're live on Kick, we're live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok, we're straight. Chat is disabled for this stream. Okay, cool. Whatever. What the fuck? We're out of the way. Alright, so, like I said, what is up, guys? So, really quickly, I'm going to break down what we're going to be doing today. It is high impact news, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go ahead and look that up for you guys real quick. Because if it is, then we definitely will be back testing today. Which I believe today through Friday it was supposed to be. And that is for Euro USD. So at 1 p.m. we do have high impact news. If you guys could see that real quick. All right, straight. So we do have high impact news. We will not be trading on normal sessions, and we will be hopping down, or when I say hopping down, I mean scaling down to normal fucking backtesting. So from yesterday, you guys didn't really see this. Let me make sure this Spotify music is turned off so that I don't get copyright on like 50 different things. So yesterday you can see, I think we're on the, 15? Yeah. So yesterday you can see we were expecting price to go high, but I did leave the trades pretty early because I was saying how it was chopping so much and it was going to take too long. If you guys do not know by now, I do not trade past 4 p.m. and that is CDT or CST. I think it's CDT, that time frame that I'm in. So 4 p.m. is when New York is closing. Or am I tweaking? Or is that London? I get those two messed up so fucking much, bro. Sorry, my terminology still ass. This is my first few weeks back since the long ass break, so you gotta bear with me here. But like I said, we had all these imbalances from about 2 days ago that I was hoping that we were gonna tap into, and we ended up not doing such. But if we had broke that 1 hour, which it looks like we ended up doing, but what was this? Yeah, 7 p.m. It's too late. So this time was probably already moved way up. Once again, I'm going to probably leave those imbalances there for next time that we're trading in the later week. But unfortunately, price did flip in the direction that I was expecting it to go negatively. It still didn't cap down at the price I was looking at though. So yeah. Once again, I don't trade past 4 p.m. usually. That's when markets are starting to slow down because we're starting to enter, what is it, bro? Tokyo session? I think Sydney. We enter Sydney at around the AMs. So it's later in the night to the AMs is when we enter Sydney. So Sydney is when all the weird, choppy bullshit starts happening, as you can clearly see fucking here. Like, what time was this? From here on was Sydney session. What the fuck is this? What the And until we get to the like 8 a.m., 7 a.m. mark, that's when we start getting moves from the other sessions opening up. So once again, high impact news coming out around 1 p.m. I'm actually kind of excited to see what that's going to look like. I can go ahead and give a prediction real quick on what I think it will be. Let me see what the news was about again. Damn, my phone don't want to open up. So we got FOMC, press conference, federal fund rates. With the way that markets have been looking though, I'm saying we're tanking off of that shit. So we're probably going to continue the downtrend, unfortunately. But like I said, this whole week is full of fucking news. On Thursday, we have like 7 red folders, 6 or 7 red folders that we've got to deal with. We've got main refinance rate, monetary policy, advanced GDP or GDP, core PCE, employment index QQ, and ECB. So, fuck me. And then obviously we have, or not obviously because we're US, but for Euro we have a French bank holiday, German bank holiday, Italian bank holiday. So, yeah. And then on Monday we are clear. Tuesday we have ISM and PMI. And Friday we have French bank holiday and unemployment. So, yeah. Next week's not going to look too hot either. So, really, we've just been getting hit with a bunch of fucking news in the past few days. I'm not going to lie to you. So, we kind of just got to roll with it as we can, man. Alright. But hopping straight into the gabagoos. This shit's still not off my screen. I'm gonna cry. So yeah, hopping straight into the Gabagoos. Hey Siri, turn on light number 1. Oy. That doesn't really even do anything. It just adds a little spot in the background for real. Hopefully it gets some light that's soft on me. But let's go see what we're looking at here on the week.
Done.
Oh, was not talking to you. Go ahead and hit a back play. Random bar view. Where are we at? 2023. What a year. And we need to scale down to the 1 or scale up to the 1 hour real quick. What's today? The 13th? What the fuck is this? Why is this here? Can I delete this? No? That's annoying. Yeah, we're on the 13th, right? Oh, we're 12th. Okay, cool. Do I need to add music to my streams, bro? Well, I don't know how I can add it without getting, like, insane copyright problems. Okay, so the data point is unavailable. We're not doing it then. I gotta have my 5 minute. Alright. Right, there we go. So now we're in 2024. Straight. We start off on the 17th. Naruto Uchiha. Now the thing is with TikTok here, I'm not really expecting great retention rate because this is TikTok that we're talking about. Now, I think that we're gonna be getting a lot of views on our videos? Hell yeah, we're probably gonna push like 100 something per stream or something crazy like that. But I think the retention is gonna be like 30 seconds, bro. If that, bro. So I'm not too big on that, but we're just gonna have to see what we get, man. And we can start right here. What time are we on? 8 a.m. 11 a.m. Okay, cool. We can go ahead and start marking these Johns out already. Naruto Uchiha. I might. Nah. I'm gonna leave it. I was about to say I might go ahead and move the bar one time, but no. Just keep it as realistic as possible. 15-15 fair value gap here on off rip. Now, super quick again, because this is a bunch of new platforms I'm streaming on. This is my first time streaming on Twitch, Kick, and TikTok for what's been months, right? I'm gonna blow through these videos quick as hell, right? When I'm back testing, I'm just speed running and testing the theories of my strategy. Now, my strategy consists of, I'm gonna repeat this in a very slow motion. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get my notebook and I'm gonna tell you guys bar for bar what I said in my notebook. We're looking for a 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 hour break of structure, right? All in the same direction, ideally close to one another. That's the only time I'm gonna take a trade. Plus an order block or with an additional fair value gap bias. So what you saw in the beginning of the stream where I was showing you all those different blocks and shit, where I was saying that I wanted to bias this way, and if it did go that way, that we were probably going to hit all those TPs, that would have been my bias for the day, which was my order blocks and fair value gaps. And that also includes a market chop. So when explaining what a market chop is, I'll go ahead and see if I can illustrate one real quick to you guys. We can consider this right here as a market chop. This kind of isn't one. This right here is a market chop. This right here is market chop. So basically, any time that you see two highs that are equivalent. Now, this is a perfect example right here. If you go ahead and get, let me move this to like here. But if you go ahead and get a flat line, right, and you put it here, and you zoom all the way in on this, you can see how close these highs are to one another, right? this isn't the greatest example of all time, but it is a great example of what I mean by market chop. Because ideally for my strategy, if I see the 15-minute, 5-minute, plus hourly set up properly with fair value gaps and order blocks and all that, and I see something like this, I'm assuming automatically that price is going to flip in a direction. Now, price somewhat flipped here. I'm wondering if there was some kind of news or something happened, or maybe it just didn't. But you could see with this one, it did start to continue, and then it did the same thing. So I don't know what happened there. But if I'm having a bunch of bias, let's say we have an order block like here on the 1 hour. Let's say we have a fair value gap like here on the 1 hour or some shit like this, right? And then we got 15s and 5s all up within that. I'm looking for price to do this chopping shit right here. Break the 15, 5, and hourly like somewhere around here. And if that happens, then I'm looking for longs. If it's the other way around, then it's something like fair value gap, order blocks down like this. And we'll say like a order block like, or a fair value gap like this. And we're like here. I'm looking for a break here. We break past this. If we fully close the body below this, then I'm expecting a push down like this. And I'm setting TPs to the bottom of this, top of this, relative lows, yada, 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 right? So that's basically what I'm looking for. I know it's super confusing. It really is. And I also speed through this shit. So, like I said, my terminology, all my like cool wording and shit that you'll see like ICT, TJR, PB trades, or any of them like just spewing out of their mouth when they're talking about confluence and fair value and rappelling and this and that and the respecting and bouncing and ceilings and da da da. I'm not gonna use all that shit, right? The only terminology that I have in my vocabulary is the useful shit that I use on a day-to-day basis that I remember. I obviously took notes on all that extra shit, and I have my notebook here with all the extra notes and shit. But I took a 6 to 7 month break, and right after that, I lost all that terminology. So when I came back, the only things that I remembered was the shit that I needed to know to make trading work again, and it is working. So I mean, shit, you know what I mean? So like I said, we're gonna look back here. We have a 1 hour order block from this candle to this candle here. Mark that out on 1 hour. So 1 hours will be white colored. Anything in the color white or gray will be 1 hour. Now, gray usually being order blocks, and white being fair value gaps, and then the lines just being the hourly. Once again, you'll get used to it eventually if you stay around the streams a whole lot, but if not, it's gonna be a lot to take in, my boy. I ain't gonna lie, just try to breathe when it goes in, type shit. Alright, for the order block, we got one right here. Dude, I've really been craving watching Frozen fucking 2. I don't know what's going on, but every time I think of something, I'm like, yo, I want to watch Frozen. So this is our order block here. You can see it's gray, different color from this. Same filling type shit. So just keep that in mind. When you see gray, it's just a shade of the white, meaning it's an hourly. So when you see blue, it's just a shade of 15. All right, now we're going to go ahead here, mark out our 15s. Like I said, blue is the color of 15. So if y'all see that, then you know. And we could see there was a recent break of structure negatively. Now it's been what, like 45 minutes? 35, 45? Yeah, 45 minutes since this last break right here. Or no, the break happened here, so it's been about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, about 15 minutes. So nothing crazy. Recent break here, we're probably going to push a little bit further down. Since this is an order block here, the bias does reside to that. Now, higher power holding higher time holding higher power, meaning that the 1 hour order block is most likely going to get filled here. And if not filled, then it's going to be fully taken out. Which, if we look at relative lows really quickly, I don't see any. Holy shit. We're at an all-time low or something? Pretty much, dude. Okay, now we do have some of these, but those are pretty low. So I would be starting to set my TP lines around TPs that are relative to the lows, which we just zoomed out a little bit and you could see some of the relative lows from past times, but they weren't close. Now that's when I kind of just say, okay, boom, I'm setting lows at like here for TP, here for TP, here for TP, here for TP. All these like gaps in between, if we're at a higher high or the highest high or the lower lows, and we're setting like or a new stop new places in the market. God damn. If we're setting new spots in the market, that's when I start using these lines here to start setting TPs somewhat like this. Where's my other line? That just threw me all the way off. Something like this. Why is this so close? What is going on? I'm gonna keep it here then. So yeah, I'm setting TPs or something like this. The reason I do that specifically, and no, your favorite trader might not do that exact same thing. I don't care. The reason I do stuff like this is if it's a new low or it's a new high, you don't know where the fuck it's stopping. You don't have relative lows or highs to really gauge it off of, or not recent relative lows or highs. Usually recent lows or highs doesn't matter too much because if you go past it, it's still a low. But if I'm setting new highs or new lows, this happened to me last, like 2024 or maybe 2025, I can't remember. Maybe the beginning of 2025, where we were setting all-time highs, and I used this strategy to take very small partials. So what I'll do is something like this, where I'll set lines like that, and then I'll go boom, boom, and I'll start taking my partials. Now what you guys are going to see if I take a trade today off of the demo will be something like this, where I'll set my stop loss to a relative price range, and I'll wait for price to start ticking through. Now I'll probably have another TP. I mean, shit, if we break a line here, then I don't need one, but just for fucking visual sake, if I set my trade here, and let's say I enter off of this trade, and price starts moving, let's say we hit this TP, right? What I'm going to do for my stop loss is I'm going to go boom, boom, and then I'm going to move this down or to the most or the next high. Let me put it like that, or low. So let's say we have one here. Instead of adding it to this line and then deleting this one, I'm going to push up, add another line, and put it like this. Now, as the market grows or as the market continues throughout the day while you're in your position size, there will be new highs and lows that'll be marked out through these lines right here. I'm setting this stop loss to the most recent opposite direction high or low. So keep that in mind as well. I'll explain it as I go along, but like I said, you just kind of gotta piece things together as I'm zooming through. This is what free teaching looks like. And not all my videos are gonna be like this, where I'm literally just teaching you. Alright, so back to the 15. We already marked out. We know this 15 is most recent. We can go ahead and set an order block. An order block here. Just a tiny one. Now for the blue order blocks, it's going to be dark blue. So you guys know. Fair value gaps, I'm not seeing any. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. So we go to the 5 minute. 5 minutes, we're always going to see something out here. Fair value gap here. I'm not going to mark that as small as shit. Actually, yes, I will. It's not about the size, it's about the motion in the ocean type shit. That's our first one. Now let's see if we can find any order blocks. Not that I'm seeing. We got this one here though. Another order block right here. Another tiny one. What the hell did I just press? Where the fuck are we? Alright. I'm so fucking lost. Where did we just go? Where the hell did we just go, gang? Brother. Go to the 1 hour and let's see if we can find where we're at. Okay. What the hell did I press? Yeah, I'm deep fried, bro. Holy fuck. Wouldn't we be at the front of the line, though? Are we all the way up here? Or is this most recent time frames? Bro, what did I press, brody? Oh my god. Do I think I pressed most recent time frame, Skip? Damn. We're restarting. We're restarting again for the third time. I'm glad I described the first shit though. Cause I can't have somebody saying, bro, he saw the shit, so like the shit's got shitted on, bro. You can't have that working. She said that is her, it's fine, She version. Alright, so same concept, same thing, same everything, just new time frame. We're now in 2024-05. We're gonna go ahead, break down the 1 hour, see what we see. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as our high, and then mark this same candle as our low. Color me white. This is a little bit before my favorite time frame of 8 a.m. No order blocks. I guess this can classify as one, but it's like, no. Too tiny. 15 minute. Let's see what we got. 15 minute black. Whites. Straight. No fair value gaps. No order block. This one is a barren wasteland of a trade. But we do got this. Order block here. And it looks like we just broke structure. So we're going to continue in the direction that we were in. This right here is atrocious. Oh, wow. This too. Oh, my lord. That's bad, man. Hopefully we don't get hit with that same shit. Just a few weeks ago, it felt like that's exactly what market was doing every single day. It was so painful to watch. Sitting there for hours watching market just chop like this is insane. Oh my god. You don't even understand. Now we can color these yellow. She says she a virgin, it's her. Alright, I guess we can start ticking away. I wasn't really seeing anything crazy. We got a fair value gap right here, though. So yeah, a lot less confluence than we did the last time. This could be an hourly fair value gap right here eventually. I'll go ahead and mark this order block out, bro. Because we ain't got nothing else on the screen. At least stimulate the senses, you know what I mean? Wagwan. Real general. Alright, we got on the 5 minute and we watched that. So, with my time frames, how am I looking at them? Sorry if you guys see my nipples right now, don't look at them. But, how I'm looking at the time frames here is I'm sitting in 5 minute majority of the day. If not 5 minute, then the 15 minute. So as the time we're at, or it's not even gonna tell me the time. I'm tweaking. But let's say like the time is 1:54, right? 11:54. I'm looking at the 15 minute because we're 5 minute away from a new candle emerging, right? And that's if it's not a very prominent candle. Now what I mean by that is this, right? We can scale out, and I'll go ahead and show you a drawing. Let's say we're at the 1 hour 15 minute. And we got something like these. So a red candle like that. 1 hour, 15 minute. We know, right? We know that we just hit the 15 minute new candle. So now we're developing another candle and it probably looks something like this. Like it's fucking nothing, right? It hasn't even started puberty yet. So I'm going to stay on the 5 minute time frame because I know the 5 minute intervals means we're going to have candles quicker, meaning that the price ranges are going to change faster. So I'm going to be sitting on that every 2 ticks. So every 10 minutes. And then after that 10 minute interval changes, so after I get 2 full candles that are fully closed and we're on the next one, that's when I'm looking at the 15 minute to see if we see any new candles forming out there that help move those lines. Now 9 times out of 10, a new candle will be helping move those lines. But then you get those chances where it's like this. And it's just all black candles to the downside. And then in that case, that's what I call a prominent candle chain or just a prominent candle. And if you already know it's going to close black. Like let's say it's like this. And there's like 2 minutes left. I don't need to sit on the 15 minute to see that shit happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the line where it is. Now, I don't recommend that because you're kind of pre-firing. You never know what could happen. In like 10 seconds, this shit could flip. But I kind of just pre-fire sometimes if I'm bored of shit. Because usually I'm watching a Netflix series while I'm trading, right? Okay, so we go to the 5 minute and let's see what we're getting here. We already marked everything out pretty good. We're going to go ahead and skip one candle. See what we get. Okay, that's fully formed now. So I can move this line here. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, now we're on a new candle. So I ticked it twice. We break past this 5 minute here. We already broke past the 15 minute and we start continuing. The 1 hour was broken a long time ago. Now, I want to make this very much clear to you guys about my strategy and how I use this. The 1 hour, 15 minute, and 5 minute break thing, if we broke the fucking hourly 5 hours ago, it doesn't count. It has to be a recent. Everything has to be recent or previous. Or no, not previous, but just recent. Like very recent. This Johns right here is, no, I'm not taking that trade. Because price very much could just flip. Because this no longer holds the strength that it did. Now, if we go to the hourly, and this would be a bad trading day for me. I wouldn't trade this as it stands right now. Because we're already starting off the day. This is what I'm looking at. So I'm already looking at a previous break here. A 15-minute previous break. That was very close. 5-minute move break. But 5 minutes is the only thing I could really run off of. And somewhat of the 15. So, no. So, a good rule of thumb that I like to use, it's not cement, but like on the 1 hour, I say give it about 3 to 4 candles. No, you could say about 4 to 5. 4 to 5 candles on the 15 minute. No, let's say 3 to 4. To be very safe, just say 4. Give it 3 to 4 candles on the 15 minute before you can actually say, okay, this candle no longer means anything. Because this breaker structure here, if we know, let's say we were back here in time, we're right here. We see this tick, 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 and then we see this tick, we break. 3 candles after that break should continue the trend. 1, 2, 3. As you see, we flip up 4 candles. If I'm not seeing another break or a move on this line by that time, honestly, I'm not taking it because this is so old, it doesn't even make sense taking that trade off of that, hoping that it's going to continue in that direction because you might be the end of that 1 hour flip. So, yeah. Now, if we're on the 1 hour like this and we're continuing, that's cool and all, but once again, I'm not going to take it because I don't have enough confirmation to get into that next trade. So, going on to the 15 minute once again. We don't move any of these lines. Go to the 5 minute. And yeah, we're good. Bro, I need a rager of a candle right now. Looks like we might break 5 minute up straight. Looks like we already did break 5 minute. So we might be flipping back. This is a perfect example of what the fuck I was just talking about. But this could be a pump fake from hell. I don't think so, though. If it broke 5, that means the next candle should be Gucci. So next candle is most likely going to be white. Or the next few candles are going to be in the positive direction. Not always the case. And that's why the 5 minute doesn't hold that much value. It does, but it doesn't. Only when paired with another one. So, boom. That was our flip. That was our continuation. We went ahead and we broke past another 5 minute. Price is probably going to keep continuing upwards then. Got up by my Birkin. Let's see what the 15 minutes talking about. She says she on the 15 we have an order block right here that just formed. Go ahead and mark that out. What the fuck? Alright. I don't think anything changed on the hour, right? Oh, it did. Okay, cool. So now I'm setting a fair value gap right here. And this is probably why price is starting to turn around. Once again, higher time frame, higher power. This shit is probably, it's like, think of it like a magnet and the intensity of the magnet. You're not guaranteed that the magnet's going to go to the bigger magnet, right? It's not a guaranteed chance. If you put it in the middle of the table, sometimes the bias is going to be a little bit more towards the small magnet, sometimes it's going to be towards the bigger magnet. The 1 hour is like a big ass magnet, like one of those huge magnets that like you used to play with in class, where you get the magnetic putty, you put it here in the magnet, start moving towards the putty, and it'll slap on each other. That's the intensity of a 1 hour. Now the intensity of a fucking daily, if you're a swing trader, is like like not a planet, but like a fucking, I don't know, a a demon core. Like, it's that strong. Like, you got to think of the strength and intensity of each side of the time frames. So the 15-minute in comparison would be 4 times weaker, because it's 4 times the fucking, or 4 divided by the hour. You know what I mean? So 4 divided by 60, it'd be 4 times weaker. That's kind of like a horseshoe magnet type shit. Like, it's a strong magnet, but it's not that strong. Then you got the 5 minute, which is 3 times weaker than the 15. So now you've got like a snake egg magnet. Now I know what you know what those snake eggs is, bro. You ain't slick. But anyhow, we all didn't try to shove those up our butt, right? All right. So on the hourly here, like I said, we formed a new, whatever the fuck this is. New fair value gap. So I'm expecting price to start coming back into that place. Now, what I'm hoping is going to happen, I'm going to say this before it happens, I'm hoping to happen is price, I'll mark it for you guys. I'm hoping for price to come back in this direction like this. Take out that 15 and that 5. Or that 15, 5, and hourly. Now I want to say this one time. What I like to do is I like to say this motto of fair value gaps are meant for tapping into. Order blocks are meant for closing into. Now, what do I mean by that, right? When price comes here, I call this a tap. If this wick gets into this, but the body stays out, that's what I consider a tap. I mean, the body could still kind of be in it, but I find that to be a tap. Now, for it to close into, the wick itself and the candle would have to close in this. So let's say the wick closes like that. That's a tap. Price doesn't have to necessarily stay in that zone. It just has to get to that zone. And that's where you start seeing like a bunch of retracements and all that. Because fair value gaps are just retracement tools at the end of the day. Order blocks are too, but I put more consideration behind order blocks because it's just liquidity that's just sitting there vacant. So eventually I know price has to get to that zone. And if it's already going in that direction from my fair value gap, then I'm looking for a run up into that spot. So, like I said, closing into would look something like this, and then you'd see the body of the candle like that. I know that's not a square. Don't fucking judge me. I'm not Picasso. So we closed. So we close right inside of this, right? That's what I consider a close into. That's a lot stronger than saying that you see a tap. And the reason behind that is because the price is going to continue in that direction, most likely. So what I'm looking for, like I said, is I'm looking for price to come up around here, tap into this, continue a bit, and hopefully reverse or continue. Either way, we have good confluence for both sides. Now, the confluence for this side would be once this wick closes white, we now have a new 1 hour close. So this 1 hour line here comes down here, and now we have a new 1 hour. So if price does come up into this within the hour, and it gets to that point of where it continues back down in a downtrend, because we're setting a new high or a new low, that's when we can start looking for those shorts on that position. Because this would be our high and our low. So we got a higher high, lower low, highest high, lower low, lower high, hopefully a lower low as well if we get a black candle right after this. So that's what I'm waiting on. This would be our low. So like I said, hopefully we get another high, which would be another black candle here. So I'm expecting price to come into here, close out somewhat in within the zone, and then we get our black candle. meaning that we're going to continue past this. Or maybe we continue upwards. And like I said, in that case, we've got the 1 hour order block and some other things up there that's giving me some confirmation for that trade if it gets to that point. So now we just got to kind of watch it. And the reason I'm yapping absolutely insanely hard is because on these back tests, I like to be very thorough on what I'm thinking before it happens, because it happens so much quicker than normal trades. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay. So break past that 5 minute. We continue up. We continue up. We might reverse here. Yeah. And then continue up. Touch into that point, please. I'm going to just let it keep ticking. Especially if we're consolidating here. And we're very close to London and New York overlap. So that's going to be very great if we can get a trade entry before then. Dude, I hate fucking playing with this all the time. Alright, we broke the new low. Let's go to the 15 minute because I know there's some interesting stuff there. So we now have a new high. Same low. Probably going to establish a new low in a minute. I did not mean to fully tick a 15, but okay. I hate when that auto select shit is on. Alright, cool. Back on the 5 minute, we can go ahead and just move all this price stuff. See, now we're starting to get some good movement. Now, unfortunately, hopefully I didn't miss it. I did fucking miss it. Okay, cool. We can now move this line here. This is our 1 hour, right? And as I was saying before, I was expecting the 1 hour to close out. I was expecting for price to close or tap into this. We got very close, but we didn't. So that's just the type of shit that happens, you know what I mean? So we close out between this. Now that it's a full candle close and it's confirmed, let me just make sure that it's confirmed. Yes, it is. I'd be entering this trade. It's not the strongest trade of all time, but I'd be entering. I don't even know what the fuck price is right now, for real. We'll just break it even on top of this. So now we're doing something like this. Now 15 minutes where I set my stop loss. Where's the 15 minute? There is none. Or none close at least. So I'd put it at this 5 minute line right here. At the high of that 5 minute line. Now this is what I'm going to scale all the way out and see if I can find some relative lows. In which, not really. Maybe if I mark these, it'll kind of give me a blueprint of where we should be putting our prices. How close is that to where I was at? Shit. So yeah, they're literally on the lines I was talking about from before. So we can leave that like how we have them. Now when I like to watch my trades, I do like watching them once again in the 5 minute time frame so I can keep moving those stop losses and take profits to the most relative highs and lows. Now for TPs, I usually only set 3, but for closer trades like this, I set 4. As you can see, we're already probably halfway to this point, so it's just a safer spot. So I can get some little game to play with. Now if I want to play a little safer here, which I might, but compared to what my risk to reward ratio is right now, I'm going to go ahead and bring this down here so I can tighten that up a little bit. And then we're going to tick through. Okay, so first take profit was smacked here, if I'm not mistaken, right here. So I'm going to delete this after I move this line here. And then we're going to have to see where the highs and lows are for that. And I should have probably waited after we hit it. Oh yeah, I'm pressing the wrong button. Loki looks like we're just gonna stop out really quickly here. Yeah, we just stopped out of that position. Maybe I should have set it at this 15-minute order block, but we already cleared past that, so maybe at the top of it, maybe, let's see. Now this is where I'm actually testing theory on this strat, because I don't know. Because if we push past there, it should still clap it, no? I guess not. And then we keep watching, see what we do. Alright, cool, we clap past it. So that would have been a loss, actually. Let's see if we can find another one. What time was this? 10 a.m.? We could probably get into another trade on this same move. We didn't touch into this one. So maybe I should have waited before getting into that trade on the tap back into this fair value gap. Maybe that would have given me a stronger point. I'm not sure. Once again, it's all just testing theory. Now we can start moving these lines back to here and here. Multiple fair value gaps though. We already tapped into this one. We haven't tapped into this one yet. I wonder if I could double up on this position. Low key. Black, white, and white, black here. Damn, that's the most recent for real. It's kind of tight, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't touch that too much. I didn't consider that we were probably trying to start a new line for this. And it does look like we break structure on this hourly in the opposite direction now. Maybe I held the trade for too long? I don't know. I don't fucking... I think price is going to want to go back for this. And we do break 15.5 and the Johns. I'm a little late on this trade, I believe, though. How late? Not too late, honestly. So if we take trade entry here. Once again, just testing this out. I want to see what happens. But I think this one might be a schmacker, no Baptist. I'll set trade at this fair value gap here and then put TP at the top of this line here. What's that, a 2-to-1? So how much would we be down on the day? Like maybe 700, 600 off of 500 with a, what was the risk to reward on the last one? 3 to like 1, I think, something like that. Or we might have been break even on that last trade, possibly. I'm not sure. I think we were down a little bit though. We'll say we were down 600 off of that. Why did it start the line there though? I don't know. Bro, I'd have just closed this shit out. Holy chopping shit. So before I even do anything with this, I'm going to see what happened again. And what day was this again? 2024, 04/12. I gotta see something really quickly. Holy moly, buddy. This is April 12th, 2024. Was there any news on this day? Holy shit, there was. So at 9 a.m., What was that? When I took this trade here? Or around that time frame? Yep. Shit. Because I was like, bro, what happened, bro? So, this trade right here, right? Right when it was, what, 9 a.m. on the dot was here. So, we were in that trading motion. So, maybe that's what kind of fucked us. Because it was high impact. So, maybe some price fluctuation happened there, which is just unpredictable, but it wasn't that bad of a loss. This one also would have been, what, another 500. So, we would have been down a band on the day once this clears out. I probably would have just left this trade, honestly. But like I said, we're going to let it roll and let it stop us out. I'm not going to move to stop loss right now. You know what I also didn't do? Okay, so it stopped us out here. Something I didn't do is I didn't even take my TP lines anywhere. But this would have probably been my closest TP, which I don't believe we're anywhere close to that. Not at all. Damn, man. And then, let's see. Fuck, the 11th looks bad. I want to take a look at that real quick before I start talking about that again. What the fuck happened on the 11th? Was it, yeah, this was when I was saying it was so choppy. Bro, they had all of this. That shit is tragic. New paddock. They had Euro main refinancing, monetary policy statement, core CPI, PPI, ECB, unemployment, and 30-year bond action or auction. Shit. Both USD and Euro. So this was just straight consolidation hell for anybody taking that trade, for real. And then I get hit with the fucking back end of it right here in that trade that I said I wanted to take. So it was some tight consolidation, unfortunately. But that's part of the trading culture, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Take some losses, take some wins. So that would have put us down at what, like 1K, one bandaloon? Let's say 1.2K. So we'd have been one down 1.2K on the week. Fuck, it'd be like that though. And I'm not even mad at it. Oh, what's up, JJ? I wasn't looking at my comments, bro. I need to see what's going on Twitch and YouTube though. So JJ, real quick, I've been able to find out how to stream on multiple platforms, gang. So now we're streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and TikTok at the same time. That shit took me like 30 minutes to learn. It wasn't that bad. Let's check out the live on TikTok. Honestly, I like how Twitch and TikTok look the best, but I like how Twitch looks, dude. They got some high quality shit. I guess so. Weak in the knees like hardly. Okay, so we've got one viewer on YouTube, one viewer on Twitch. I've never streamed on Kick before, so I want to see what that looks like. I guess so. I don't even have the Kick app downloaded, bro. Man. So like I said, this would have been down 1.2K on the week at the max. At the minimum, it would have been... Oh my god, this chat box. Okay. So this would have been down 1.2K on the week. I'm probably going to do one more real quick. How long have we been streaming for, actually? 48 minutes? Yeah, fuck it. We'll speed run one more. Fuck it, let's ball. No, I can't delete the ones from the future. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this, get to another random time frame, and I'm just going to go past it pretty quickly without talking and explaining all the extra shit. I actually need to be downloading Kick while I'm talking about this. Let's see what we get. Okay, we act like it's a no or another whole nother day. Let me download Kick real quick. Alright, we're vibing. So yeah, it's a whole nother day. Nothing happened. We're coming back. before I take this trade, I've got to see what the fuck the news looks like, bro. I'm not about to get stopped out again because I didn't check news in the replay. And just so happens I had 3 high impact news days in a row. Type shit, bro. That's the most pain. Damn, this is pretty early. Wee. Bro, I can't wait to eat. Holy shit. I haven't eaten anything all day. It's 12. And I've been yapping for hours. Dude, I'm getting cooked. Real quick, I gotta check on my kick stream, see what we got going on. Okay, now we're chilling on kick. Alright, straight. Alright, let's get it. So real quick, speed run. See what we got here. Let's mark this out. Cancel.
Okay.
I don't know what triggered her ass, but okay. I'm seeing an order block here, but we already closed it. Okay, I'm coming to the 15 now. Actually, wait. Order block here too. Dude, I want to play some Warframe, bro, but I want to watch fucking Frozen. Was there a fair value gap or was I tweaking? Nah, there was a fair value gap. Damn, this one has a lot of pricing going everywhere, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's go to the 15-minute real quick, see what we're rocking with here. We got our high here. We got our low there. Any fair value gaps? Nah. Order blocks? Not really. This looks like it's about to be a crazy order block if nothing happens. I'm gonna leave it for now though. Fair value gap inside of that 1 hour. Like these. Damn, it wouldn't let me confirm. Alright, sweet. High, low, 15, order block top side here. Let's mark that out real quick. Really quick Yanni. Really quick Yalulo. Hold on, let me check C real quick. Alright, cool. Do I keep pressing the wrong shit, bro? Oh my god. Alright, on the 5-minute, we can break this down real quick. Okay. Another fair value gap right in the middle here. This is getting real congested real quick. Order block here. And another order block was here. Alright, twin. We've got more confluences to the top side than we do on the bottom, so it's more likely that we're going to clear through all of that shit. Now, before I say anything else, we can go ahead and clear this order block out because it's been fully closed in. On this hourly, we can also close this out because it's been all closed in. 15-minute. We can keep that fair value gap as a median. So this is the price range that we're looking at right now. I'm going to go ahead and start ticking away at this. I believe we're going to come tap into this or come clear this. So we are on a downtrend on the 5 minutes, downtrend on the 15-minute, slight downtrend on the 1 hour. All right, yep, cleared that out pretty quickly. Go ahead and delete this and go ahead and mark out this new fair value gap right here that we're probably just going to tap into in a second or two. Now, I do notice that we broke our 1 hourly a while ago. We haven't set any new highs or lows for that 1 hour. So I'm just going to go by 15-minute time intervals so we can clear into these sections. We did tap into that 5-minute. That's solid. Holy fucking reverse. Reverse. Alright, yeah. Damn, that's a huge... Yo, nah, this gotta be news, bro. Hold up. It's 2026, 02. This must have been when Trump was elected, dude. The day he was elected. This motherfucker was flying. Let's look at Forex Factory real quick. February 4th, 26. We did have PMI, and we did also have ISM. So ADP, PMI, ISM. So 2 red folders there. And that was at 9 a.m. So that's why this candle was so black. We're recovering from that candle. Cool. I might enter the trade on some risky shit right here and call it a day. Low Kirk. Low Auto Dirk. You owe me that you ever slide that knob. New op back in there. This shit gas or what? He'll still be right now. That nigga ain't suck my nuts. Oh. Alright, bro. So we got a 15 break, 5-minute break. If this candle closes above that line, it's a 5-minute break. So let's get one more. Yep. 15.5, pushing for the hourly. I'm going to take a YOLO of a fucking trade here. Put that there. Now, since this is such a YOLO, I'm willing to take that fucking huge stop. And we're going to risk it like these. We're not getting out of this trade until we get stopped out or taken out. Wallah. Mazel tov. Whatever them dudes be saying. And we can put our halfway point right at the tip of this one. So we will take partial. And let's see what we get, bro. Fuck! That's why you wait for the 15. And it's probably going to crack below this, huh? Holy chop. Holy chop. Holy chop. Damn, this is brutal. Yeah, I'm not watching any more of that shit. Alright, well, that's the day. That's the day. Not a whole lot to really cover. Just really fucking around, trying to see what price looks like. And really just testing out my streaming quality and stuff. So, like I said, daily trades on this shit will... I mean, I don't know, right? Currently, I gotta be renovating my room. That's a whole nother side spill that we're going to talk about in like 5 seconds. But when it comes down to the trading, I guess now this is our new setup with the trading on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok. So you guys will see me more often. Now, most of the time I will just be going through this for practice and I'll keep you guys on vlog. But if I don't have that going on, then what I'll usually be doing is I'll be taking normal daily trades like scheduled, right? A lot of the days we're usually going to have some kind of high impact news that's going to stop me from doing that. And that's those days that we will be back testing. So just keep an eye peeled for that. And yeah, what I was about to talk about is, as you can see in this, I just broke my fucking arm. As you can see from this big room in the background here, I can actually zoom you guys out just a bit so you can see a little bit better. As you guys can see from this big room in the back here, nothing is going on, right? Hey Siri, turn off light number 1. As you can see, there's nothing going on. It's just a blank big canvas. I'm going to move out of your way so you can see, right? What I have planned is I'm going to not renovate my room. I'm just going to add a few small things that are going to really liven it up. If I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
Didn't tell you to turn the light back on, but okay. what I've got planned is I'm gonna go ahead and add some extra accessories and items to the back of this wall so it's not as bland and boring. For those people that have been watching my daily trading videos on YouTube or whatever, because I will be uploading these videos on YouTube still, you know that I used to have the sun coming to the left side of my face. I used to be positioned on that wall here. So now I've moved my bed back into corner not my bed, moved my desk back in the corner where my bed is, and this will be the view that we're getting. So like I said, we're gonna probably add like a tree to that back left corner, a new bed set, thank God, just in case I ever get the over at my house, which is not gonna happen. We've got my like portable hanger clothes rack or whatever you want to call it there. Let me check to see what else I had coming in. Because I had a lot of stuff that I ordered, but I don't know what all came in because I canceled some of it. Okie dokie. Okay. Now, what I do have also planned later on. So I have the tree, my rugs, and my bed stuff coming in. And I also got some new IEMs coming in, bro. I'm so hyped for that shit. So for a while now, I've been wanting to get some IEMs headphones to just rock for like gaming, music listening, and stuff like that for when I'm studying and stuff like that. Audio quality is pretty good on those. So I've got a pair of some like Meze Alba headphones coming in. So I'm very hyped for that. Like I said as well, we've got some rugs coming in, 2 of them, a tree, and that bed comforter thing. So, yeah, man. Are we good? Are we good? We good? Okay, cool. Hold up. What the fuck? I'm out here playing fucking prove that you're a live person with the bot thing. So that's the stuff that I got coming in. Originally, I did have a whiteboard that was going to be coming in that will be filling this void right here. I still believe I'm going to get one though. It just will be a matter of time. It won't be right now. They are quite expensive. I'm just kind of really trying to gauge if I want a real like rollable flat whiteboard or if I want to get one that I can mount on the wall here. I feel like mounting it will be a lot cooler. But I also want the rolling one because I can move it wherever the fuck I need to. So I could have it in the middle of my room if I'm doing like a video or something. So basically the plan is make the room feel more lively, make things look a little bit better, and keep a more warm atmosphere. As for lighting, I gotta get that shit figured out. Currently I have some stuff in my cart that I'm looking towards, but not a whole lot planned right now, bro. Or not a whole lot that's like on the way right now. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got going on for today, as well as there was some plans I had with a Whammon. I don't think they're going to fall through just because there's some other stuff that's happening, but who knows? Something might change. So, a lot of this will chalk up to just me studying for the rest of the day and hopefully watching Frozen 2, bro, because like I said, I've been thinking about that shit nonstop for some odd-ass reason, so I'll see you guys then. I gotta make some prep meals. I gotta do some laundry, and then, like I said, call it a day, man. So, yeah, that's it for me, man. Not a whole lot more going on. Put this YouTube video up there. Hopefully, I can get this camera quality and stuff figured out a little bit better. But this was the test run. So, for those that did bear with this shit for 25 seconds. I'm sorry, but thank you. At the same time, I can go ahead and zoom this back in now. But thank you, brother, for your patience. I'll see you guys on the next video. Which that'll be in a few days, probably. I don't know, because we ain't got much going on. So, yeah, man. I'm going to call it at that. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all later, bro. Peace. That's for TikTok. Now, for OBS, I will see you guys also later this week.